Parevner and Pariluis from Yerevan, and specifically from on top of Kaskad. It's 6 a.m. in the morning, and some of you might be saying, Patil, what are you doing on top of Kaskad at 6 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday? It's because today we're going on a tour in my apartment, and we're gonna I need the coffee, so we're gonna be having coffee together. So I wanted to come up here and start to show you exactly how I get to my apartment, and also by the time I post this video I will not be living in this apartment, so please don't come over to have coffee when you see this video. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to flip my camera and show you this beautiful view of Mount Ararat. It's a bit of a foggier day, but it's there. This is Kaskad. It's so peaceful now because I don't think anyone else wakes up at this time on a Sunday. So my home is in one of those little hidden roads next to Kaskad, or was, I should say, at this point. So if I got home after 8 p.m., the escalators that take you up Kaskad would be closed already. So I would actually have to climb by foot, which I didn't mind. It was like a good workout. So let me show you exactly how the road starts. So there are these little hidden staircases. The view is not as beautiful after you get down here, but we're gonna do it. And here it says, there's a sign that says don't throw garbage. Some people listen to it and some people don't. So here we get the less glamorous part of Kaskad, and the road continues here. As we're walking to my house, I also want to say something, is that throughout this video, I will be answering some of the questions that I get all the time when you guys are looking to rent I think a spider just landed on my head. I'll be back. False alarm. We were good. A lot of times you guys reach out and ask me questions like, how's the process of renting an apartment here? How do you find an apartment? I would say each time it's been a different way. So I'm going to share all of that. I'm going to share prices. I'm going to share also with you what are some of the things that you should be asking about before you commit to an apartment, and what's like the difference between the long term and short term and the different discussions you might have. So now I'm going to flip my camera to show you the road. Oh, fun fact before we go. So where you see these cars is if I ever get a taxi delivered, like if I request a taxi to come to my house, this is where they do the U-turn to then go back from this narrow street. Okay, now I'm going to flip my camera. We're almost there. So this was considered in Gentron, so in the center, because it's a walking distance from Kaskad, but technically it's outside of the circle of the small center, Poker Gentron. So these things are important when you're negotiating prices for the apartment you're going to rent, and I'll tell you more about it after I have my coffee. Okay, I'm going to show you also the entrance to how to get into. It's not really a building. This is where I live. Yeah, let me just flip my camera and it will do the talking. So there's a couple of houses inside. This is not mine. So I would go down from these staircases. And over there with the blue towel for a foot mat is where I live. Okay, we're gonna keep it a bit quiet to be respectful to the neighbors. and we're gonna go inside and make coffee. This is an abandoned something over here. This is a spider web. I see it. There was a huge spider in my apartment the other day. I just like made friends with him, and I think he's still inside. We might find him in this video. Okay, so how beautiful is this? You can be honest. I mean, it's been my home for the past few months, so it's grown on me. Okay, let's go inside. Enough of me talking. This is awkward. I need both my hands, because this door, you need to like pull it and then turn the key for it to open. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna put my camera down for a second and I'll see you guys inside. Okay, now that we are in, let me turn the lights on. I'm getting a phone call. 1 second. Now that the phone call has been answered, okay, let's begin the tour. And like I said earlier, during the tour, I will kind of mention certain things that to watch out for, look for, and ask for as you are trying to rent an apartment in Yerevan. So we are now in I don't know what this is called. It's like the little entree, the hallway that takes you to all the rooms. But I think we can start with the bedroom. This is, oh, let me turn on the lights again. As I told you guys, I'm leaving this place, so my bags are packed. And this is actually a room that I can not get into. It's locked. So fun fact about this apartment, it's actually the apartment that my landlord grew up in. So that is her parents' bedroom, which was not part of the lease. It's something I didn't ask necessarily, not that I thought of asking if the one-bedroom apartment I'm renting will come with a locked room. So yeah, I've seen what's in the room before. It took a month or two until one day they opened the room for something, and then I saw that it's a legitimate room. But the first couple of weeks, I was like, what is in that room? I had some wild imaginations. Fun fact number 2 about this room is that the window looks towards the outside where you come in from, and it's a very see-through curtains that it has. And I don't know who this is. This is my bed. This is Mesrob. You guys know Mesrob. It's been living on top of my bed. This is like a little library on top of the head, which is a really nice touch when it comes to the decor of it. However, you know, like how sometimes you want to sit up in your bed and read a book before you sleep? Well, you can't do that here because the head, you can't do that here. This is my little closet. Okay, so as I'm showing my bedroom, one thing to say is that this is the first time I rent a one-bedroom apartment in Yerevan. Actually, that's not true, but a proper apartment. Before this, I always lived in studios, and even though I know that was like 4 years ago, but also I was here 6 months ago and I paid $300 for that apartment. It was on Syria Street, but it had no windows. It was a studio. It had no kitchen. It also had scorpions inside. So this time I was like, no, I want to for sure have a separate bedroom and a kitchen and windows. And you'll see I actually also have a balcony, but I'm paying $650 for this apartment, and it's near Cascade, as you saw earlier. And even now I'm like looking at other places and I'm seeing that they're even more expensive. So I got this place through a friend who recommended me a broker, and through them, not List AM, because every person I tried to connect with on List AM, they would call you back and they would say like, oh, that apartment is no longer available, but we can show you other things, which would be like 3 times my budget. So that didn't work out. So this is where I'm at now. I was here for the past 3 months. Okay, we're gonna now show you, okay, I already walked into the living room, but I wanna flip my camera and do this again. Okay, so this is the living room. This was an interesting part of the floor. It has the very typical, the carpet. This, to my surprise, turned out to be a pull-out couch. And also, there's like all these additional things. This TV was nice. And also here there's all this like very fancy china that I never used. There's also 1,000 wine glasses in this cabinet, which is understandable if you live here and you're actually hosting like proper Armenian dinners. But for me, it was way too much. I did not need that much. Another fun fact about this place is that the bathroom, nothing exciting there, was separate than like the shower place. There's all my little cleaning supplies, mirror shot. This price also does not include water, electricity, and gas and internet, which could add up. It's not that much more expensive, but it adds up. So keep those things in mind. Always ask if these things are included or not. It usually isn't, which is the common practice that it wouldn't be. And then they would just give you the codes of your, like their electricity, like membership or whatever, and then you would just pay them through eDram, or you can go to the post office or one of those machines on the street and pay. If you look for something that's a bit more new construction, at the end we'll show you the balcony as well. There's a lot of like, it's an old house, which has the benefits where it comes with like things that are like a lot of items in it because someone has lived here before. For example, my last apartment, the studio, no one lived there before me, so it was new and clean and all these things besides the scorpions. However, it had a lot of things that it was lacking, so I had to always like ask my landlord, hey, can you also bring me this or that, which is also something you can do. I mean, it's an agreement beforehand with the landlord, but it's something you can do. I feel like I'm in the episode of Selling Sunset. Have you guys watched a new season? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so now we're in the kitchen. I'm gonna flip my camera, and this is the most interesting room in the house, so I have a few things to note here. So first up, this TV that's never been used because, yeah, I don't know why it's there. Then I have this little oven that I also didn't use because honestly, I didn't feel like it was super clean. I'll show you inside. This is not the stove I know. Yeah, I also don't really know how to cook that well, so I did not really use that. Here, I've been using this little space as my office. This is where I edit my videos, my phone, if anybody cares to see my phone. But this was a really nice office space, again, compared to what I had last time, especially that I work from home now. This was really nice to have. We have the kitchen that actually, when I came in, vegetables! It had frozen cherries inside. So I took the liberty of eating them, and nothing happened to me, so it's all good. This, on the other hand, I have no idea what it is. It's been there, didn't use it, don't want to use it. We're all good. This is my washing machine that doesn't work that well. So these are things I think that you should also ask beforehand, like, is there a washing machine that works properly? The fridge sometimes leaks water. This is the Buxy, which is also the brand. If I remember the first apartment I've ever used, then the guy was saying Buxy. I'm like, I don't know what that means. Maybe you guys already know, so maybe I don't know, it was ignorant on my part, but anywho, regardless, Buxy is the thing that heats up the water, so also make sure that one works out well. So a common issue that happens with these Buxys is that when the pressure goes up, like it just like disconnects it for a safety reason, which is good. But then if it's always the pressure is going up or there's an issue, because I have a lot of like these old style like heaters in the apartment, one of them leaks water, and then that's it, the pressure keeps going up, it becomes a headache. So also make sure that like everything is working properly, ask them beforehand. Another thing is that when you buy, like when you rent, well, if you buy, it's a different story, but if you're renting an apartment and you ask them, like obviously it's going to be furnished. 99.9% of the apartments that you rent here are furnished. It comes, like I said, with all the utensils and everything. However, because this is an old house, again, like all the utensils, like check them before, ask them to send photos. Like I'm not a picky person. I also don't cook that much at home, but let me show you this cabinet here. Like some of them are in better shapes than others, but you know, it's not gonna be your very fancy, you know, cookware. So just check, ask before. While we're here, I'm gonna be making coffee, so let's get that done. I really need coffee. And let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the apartment or renting. I know it's sometimes it's a bit of a headache, but you know, look at these little cow thingies. They're all empty. There's nothing in them. Yeah, just let me know if you have any questions. Okay, let me put this here so I can talk to you guys. I'm gonna bring my coffee. If it doesn't work, what you can do, you can take the lighter. As the coffee boils, one more thing to tell you guys is it's also a common practice for landlords to actually take a deposit, which is typically half of the price of the rent that you're paying. In addition to the broker that you're working with will, if it's a 3-month, the common practice is that they will take 30% of the 1-month rent as like a commission. Or if you are renting for a longer term, they will take 50% of the 1-month rent as commission. The deposit you'll get back from the landlord when you give back the apartment, and they check obviously if everything is good. It's like the safety deposit, common practice. So that's kind of like the rates that they usually charge. Coffee's ready. I'm gonna go out and show you guys the balcony before I get to work and have my coffee. It's really hot now, but I needed this. One more thing before I forget is that I actually ended up renting these places before seeing them in person because I was not in the country when I negotiated and everything. But the landlords here, a lot of the flights that arrive to Armenia are like at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. So they've been really nice to come wait for me. And actually, like, I came directly from the airport here. But my first night in the apartment was the first night that I actually saw the apartment. So there could be a few surprises here and there that are not maybe in the picture. But I recommend if you have someone that you know that could come in and check the apartments before you arrive to the country, or if you're in the country, definitely come for a visit, a tour of the apartment before you actually rent it and pay the deposit. And last but not least, we're gonna go out to the balcony. I have some beautiful roses here. Someone has a pool over there, but I've never been invited to it. The view is amazing. Also, the size of the balcony is actually very big. This is my little garbage bin that I need to take out the garbage. So I guess from my favorite room in this apartment, that was loud, which happens to not be a room and be the balcony, I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and hopefully this was, I'm going to try to see if I can get Arad in the last shot. No, the lighting is not working. Let me know if you guys have any other questions about how to rent an apartment in Yerevan, or if you have any questions that you want to ask, or what should you ask and that I missed. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this tour. Thank you so much for watching. Love you guys. Bye.